why don't you just lie down? No, not that way. Not that way. There, that way. Okay, there we go. Welcome to episode 156 of the CosCast. Yay!
Yeah.
I am, as always, your main host, Pixie Does Cosplay, and with me I have my lovely co-hosts.
Annabelle cosplay, hashtag Sunniva, really. But yeah, hey.
Hello, I am Tonya Geeks and Creations.
Yay!
Yeah.
Welcome, ladies. Also joining us today is a very lovely guest that some of you might already know. Rick, or Richard, from Fateful Fumble. Welcome.
Is that me?
Yes.
Oh, hey, everybody. Hi.
Hi. Thanks
Hi.
for joining us today.
I'm very happy to be here.
Yes. So we will be talking about Unicon Expo today and the live show that we did at Unicon. That's the main theme of today's show. But before we get there, we're going to go through some of our usual segments. So let's just start with cosplay progress. Have we been working on anything cosplay related during the past 2 weeks?
No.
No.
Yes. Wait, no. I was helping Ingrid.
Oh yeah. I mean, I finished my Femme Luigi a while ago, so that kind of counts, I guess.
It does.
Question about that. Is anyone planning on doing a Femme Wario?
No.
No.
Not that we know yet.
Just asking.
Mm-hmm. No,
love
Sunniva is
Mario.
doing a Femme Mario, I'm doing a Luigi, and then Tonya might, at some point, do a gender-bent Prince Peach.
I think that's a must.
Yes.
That is most certainly a must. Or I don't know, what's he called? The one that goes, Larcel. Oh, it's Yoshi. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Good one, yes. All right. Also, hi to everybody in the chat, to Ryurai Saharasara, Cosplay Studio, Living Turquoise, Rick Makes Stuff.
Ooh,
Welcome.
Rick,
Yeah.
Hi.
Thanks for tuning in today and for being active in the chat. That's always fun. So, yeah, we haven't been very active making stuff lately because we're very active doing all other kinds of stuff.
Yeah. I think I promised last CosCast that I was gonna do something, but
Yeah.
I haven't gotten my butt to do it yet. But thing is, like, I've just been really tired.
Same.
Yeah. Have you guys noticed that there's actually been a huge amount of burnout among a lot of cosplayers
Yeah.
over the last, like, between this time last year and now?
Yeah. I've
You know?
noticed.
It's like it's just like,
Contagious.
yeah, don't touch me.
No, but I think it all has to do a little bit with the fact that a lot of the people in the community suffer from depression or anxiety or some sort of chronic illness, or high pressure work situations. So burnout is a very real thing.
Or all of the above.
Yeah.
Because,
Or all
because
of
you
the
want
above.
to all of the above. Tick, 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 tick.
Yes. Also, hi to HK Costumes. Thanks for tuning in.
Hi.
Alright, so not much progress to show, but hopefully we will be able to attend KawaiiCon next weekend, and
Yes.
then we'll be in our Femme Super Mario and Super Luigi cosplays.
That would be cool. The only thing I've done, it's not really cosplay related, but it's kind of CosCast related. I have made a new The Sims 4 challenge video series. And the whole thing is over and done with. I think I have 2 more episodes to post. Next one will come on Thursday, and next Sunday I think will be the season finale. I'm saying
Awesome.
finale because there might be a spin-off. That's not good.
Well, I'm glad you're having fun with The Sims.
Yes.
My Sim's an asshole, if I recall correctly. I get like a bit of an update, or I used to get lots of constant updates from Sunniva saying, "Your Sim's such an asshole. Look what he did today." And I'm like, I didn't do nothing.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong.
Ryurai Art says, does making stuff for art stands count? Unless, no. Or I did help
Yes.
a friend make his cosplay. Yes, it counts either way.
It counts.
Yeah.
It does.
And
It
Rick
does.
Makes Stuff says, the only thing I've done lately is swear at electronics while taking them apart.
That sounds like stuff to me.
Yeah, I've seen him post pictures of some old Game Boy things that he's been plucking at. So,
Did it have sound?
no, it's just pictures. So
It's probably for the best. If it's without sound, that means you can't hear him swearing.
yeah. And Living Turquoise says, "I love the Sims videos, Sunniva."
Thank
They're pretty
you.
good.
I have a lot of fun making them. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and we miss you too, Cece. Right, so let's go on to channel promotions really quickly. Tonya, do you want to talk a little bit about your game streams and the Discord channel?
Yes, I will do that. Now, the last 2 game streams was postponed due to work-related stuff and, well, other stuff. But, yeah. One was work and the other was movies, but still. So, hopefully, we are going back right on schedule the coming week with the game stream at 19:30. Hopefully, Grete's hand has healed by then, and we will be playing Stardew Valley as we are usually doing. But the last 2 times we've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2, which has also been fun.
Yeah, sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? The game?
Yes, definitely. It's
You
such.
gotta-
It's the most beautiful game ever. I mean, it can be hard to play sometimes, especially if you're a noob like me. But it's fun. Still, it's fun. And of course, we have a Discord channel. If you haven't joined yet, then you probably should, because there we will post announcements about live streams and game streams, and there also Sunniva will announce whenever she's put up a new video.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So join. It's down in the description or in our bio here on Facebook.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to join.
I'm trying as good as I can to be a good host and talk on the Discord channel, but the thing is, like, I forget how long it's been since the last time I've been there. So it's like it's been like 14 days. And I'm like, Discord. It feels like yesterday, and then it's like, boom. I'm like,
Yeah.
I forgot to answer anything.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of those people who have to silence everything, so I haven't any notifications on anything, not even my phone. So it's really hard to get a hold of me.
Yeah. Well, I am on Discord every day, so if you need to get in touch with us, you can do it through Discord, and I will be there.
Yeah.
every
Tanya
day.
is your gal.
I'm your Discord gal.
You're the disco girl.
I'm the disco girl. Just look. I have disco. Wait. Which way? Yeah.
There you go.
you go. Disco Queen. Oh,
Yeah.
we have a Disco King too. Fantastic.
Yay!
It's a party. Yes, so that's good. Also, this is a quick reminder that we have new podcast episodes out, or fairly new podcast episodes out on Chicago by Night and the Kestrels, and we were supposed to have the next live streaming of the Kestrels this Friday, this week, but we're going to have to postpone it because of life reasons. So the
It's
next,
my fault.
Well, it's
It's my fault.
anyway.
I'm sorry.
We don't blame anyone. But we will, the next episode of the Kestrels will be live on the 5th of April instead.
Yes.
It's Tanya's fault.
And also, I'm just gonna plug one more thing. Our lovely host, Anita, will have her birthday Monday, the 8th of April. So, if everyone watching the Kestrels the 5th can just spam the chat with, happy birthday in 3 days kind of thing, that would be cool.
Right, yeah. I'm turning 31.
Oh, you're not.
Yes, I am.
How many times have you been 31?
No, the first time. And yes, Living Turquoise, those are the crowns from Bonsai.
Yes.
I think I still have mine too in a drawer somewhere.
I threw mine away because it stopped working.
Aw,
Oh.
too bad.
Just give it to Rick Bake stuff to start screaming at it to make it work again.
Yeah. That seems like a plan.
Too late. Too late now.
No.
All right, so moving on to cosplay and geek community news. So the first thing we want to bring to your attention is that the new cosplay workshop at Helset will be holding a opening party, an official party, on the 27th of April. It's a while away from now, but we're just letting you know so you can plan ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only thing is that day. There are another convention, I think Unicon is at the same date.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna check it.
That could
And
be it.
it's the same date as the cosplay Förening meeting.
Yeah. The 27th, I won't be able to go there because, yeah.
Yes, Unicon 2019 is 27th of April.
Mm-mm.
Also, that date is the International Tabletop
That is true.
Game Day thingy. So, yes, there's a lot of things happening that weekend. So
Yes.
if you are free, you have a lot of things to pick and choose from.
Mm-hmm. Cosplay Studio says 3 events at the same time. Good planning. Yeah. I mean, the Cosplay Association didn't really have a choice because we have to have the meeting by the end of April. So,
Yeah, there's a lot of legalities involved in this,
yeah,
isn't there?
we had no choice, really. We had to have it on that date or no date at all, basically. So, yeah, sorry.
You can't really throw an event down on the calendar without hitting something else, though. It's impossible.
No, it's very hard to do that. But yeah, so we have links to all of the events we talk about today in the news on our Facebook page. We posted it before we went live, so you guys can check it out there. The next piece of news is that KawaiiCon is coming up next weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So if you have your tickets ready, you already know about it, but I believe there's still tickets available. So if you want to go, you can still purchase your tickets.
Yeah, I have no tickets. So
I have a free ticket, but I might not be able to go on Saturday. I actually have to work because I'm hosting a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate game tournament at Husmania Kulturhus for my work.
yeah.
So
That's work.
That's work. I'm running the tournament. That's my job for the day. So I get to do some fun stuff at work too sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Saturday I might not be able to make it, but I will definitely try to be there on Sunday. For sure.
Same.
Yes.
Same.
I
I also work Saturday, so that's why I cannot go on Saturday.
yes.
Yeah, I don't work weekends, but we'll have to see if I want to actually spend both of my weekend days on the con, because I love to sleep.
That you do.
Napping queen. Napping queen. She's the napping queen.
But KawaiiCon is a really great convention. It's a small convention. They have a great venue. They have sleeping hall passes, and they also now have a deal with a local hotel, so you can get a discounted rate if you need to sleep over at the hotel. It's in Porsgrunn, so it's what is it, a 2-hour drive from Oslo, ish?
Ish.
Yeah, ish. So we'll probably be driving if we have the opportunity to go. Ryura wants to know if anyone is going to Fredrikstad Sci-Fi Festival.
Oh, when is that? When is it?
I don't
It's
remember.
in April, I think.
Yeah, I think it's in April at some point.
Because I've got Roro, Luther Gem is coming over in April. And if it's... Hang on, I'm just going to do something stupid.
Fredrikstad Sci-Fi, it is the 5th to the 7th of April. So it is the Friday... It's 2 weeks till.
9?
So it's just 2 weeks till. So it's not that far. I haven't planned on going. I have a free ticket actually, but I'm not sure if I'm going.
Rats.
Well, to me, I'm not sure if I can afford to go because money issues as usual. But I would like to go because it's a really nice convention. I had a lot of fun the last time I was there.
Same.
So if I can, I would love to go, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, it's the 5th of April to the 7th of April, so that's a bit of a poor timing there, really.
3 conventions in a row.
Yes.
Almost.
Oh,
Almost.
I'm already tired.
Yeah,
the
jeez.
next piece of news is that Fandomily Cosplay went to the Leipziger Buchmesse in, I think it's in Germany, or is it in...
No, it's
Austria,
in Lithuania, Austria.
Austria? Well, somewhere. But they went there in the Raven Rings cosplay with Siri Pettersson, the author of the Raven Rings.
Yeah,
And got to be on
in Germany.
stage and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. So it looked like they had fun, and it's really awesome that Norwegian cosplayers get this opportunity to go abroad and, you know,
I agree.
and promote Norwegian fantasy.
Yes. Agree.
Yes.
CC Story saying, why is everything happening at the same time?
I know.
I
Why?
agree.
Why? But, well, I mean, people aren't mind readers. They don't know when people are planning stuff, so
No.
Isn't there like an entire marketing division that gets like lots and lots of money spent on this entire department, which is meant to be able to look at data and say, let's not do 3 things in a row. That's just dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
All right, so let's move on to the last piece of news on my agenda, and that is, well, the one I'm super excited about is that it was recently announced that Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is coming, and it's now available for pre-order on PC. So, yeah, I don't know if anyone else is as excited about me, but I've already registered on the site, so I have an account, so I can get the newsletter. And, like, as soon as I can afford it, I'm pre-ordering, like, the Blood Moon edition of the game. Like,
Me too. It's set in Seattle.
yes, it's set in Seattle. And it's the same guy who wrote the first game who's written the story for this game. And it's based around, like, a mass embrace happens in Seattle, which leads to, like, an all-out blood war between the different factions in the town.
Oh, it's
And-
gonna be Sabat.
Yeah, so you have to choose sides and, like, you know, pick your way through vampire politics and blood and gore, and yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
What's
Sounds so familiar.
which clan are you gonna go for?
I don't know yet. They haven't announced which clans are going to be available. But
All right,
I mean,
ideal.
if it's available, I would like to try to play Tremere, because that wasn't an option in the first Bloodlines.
Yeah, it wasn't it? Yeah, you could play
Was
Tremere.
it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You
Then,
had...
yeah. No, you're right. It was that Tremere was there too. But I like Tremeres. I think they're interesting. So it'll either be Tremere or maybe Bruja, just because K is Bruja.
You're gonna make K.
Yeah. I mean, if I have
Remember, people doesn't know what you guys are talking about right now, so...
No. Kay is my OC character from our Chicago by Night podcast, which is the Vampire the Masquerade podcast.
Yes.
And so, yeah, she's cool. And if I can do a whole character creation thing and make a vampire that looks like my character, obviously I'm going to do that.
Yeah, there wasn't much in the way of character options in the first one.
No, it wasn't. So it can
Very
only
simple.
go upwards from there.
Okay.
And if anyone doesn't know what Bloodlines is, it's like an RPG cult classic game. It's hard to play if you're not super into that kind of games, but it really has like a great mood and a really great storyline and very interesting characters. And it's also like dirt cheap on Steam. I think you get it for like 150 Norwegian krone, which is like $15.
Yeah, and I did some episodes with getting in my early game streaming.
She did.
Yes,
So-
you did.
You can watch me struggle and give up that game. I mean, I got to a certain point, and then it was too hard for me.
Yeah.
FYI, it's 139.99 kroner at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very affordable. So I can recommend it at least. And I also know a great cheat so you can just level up your character in character creation so you don't have to struggle that much. So if you
I did.
yeah. So if you need a tip, you just send me a message. We'll fix it.
Rick Make Stuff says that it's 75% off on GOG.com.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yes.
goodoldgames.com.
Yes, do that. They're amazing. GOG are fantastic.
Yeah.
Can I post link in the chat? You can try.
Yeah, I think it does, because the GOG.com thing turned into a link. So, yeah, that works.
Yeah. But
Plus-
since we're talking about this game and how excited you're about that, I just want to mention that because people have been really, really, really negative towards the real action movie, the new Aladdin movie.
Oh,
But
yeah.
they've recently released like a full trailer, and the trailer looks so good. At least in my opinion. I am very excited about the Aladdin movie.
Yeah.
Maybe an unpopular opinion, but I think...
Honestly, I don't understand all the hate over a movie that no one has seen, no one knows the plot to. I mean, I loved Aladdin, the original movie, and just to hate it just because you don't like some of the casting choices, to me, is a little bit like, really? It's the same as like people hating Captain Marvel just because it's a female woman or because the actress said something stupid in an interview. Might still be a great movie. There were more people working on that shit than just that one person.
Yeah.
So,
But to be honest, I've actually never seen anyone being negative against Captain Marvel. I've only heard about people saying that, I don't understand why people are negative, and I've never seen a negative comment. Only that people don't understand why people are negative.
I've heard a few.
So I think it's weird. But I agree.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and also, there's no accounting for taste. Some people will love it, some people will hate it. That's just how the world works.
I haven't
And
seen
I'm-
it yet.
No, it's not out yet.
Oh.
The Aladdin one.
I mean, Captain Marvel, I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not gonna...
No, me neither. Haven't seen
I
it.
have.
What?
Was that a
I-
comment on the movie, or just like,
No,
I've seen
no,
it and you
no.
haven't?
I have seen it and you haven't, and I actually, postponed one of the game streams just to watch it. So
It's important.
It is.
it's good. As a girl, tomboy girl growing up, I really connected with that movie.
Awesome. But that's a geekery thing, so we can
Yeah.
talk more about it later. I see that Cosplay Studio says that forced my girlfriend to watch all the MCU movies. Captain Marvel was the first one she liked.
Aw,
Awesome, that's cool.
very
That's a win.
I tried to do the same with my boyfriend, but no.
No.
He doesn't like superhero movies. He doesn't like anything fantasy.
Oh.
He just likes the real stuff and action movies. So.
Yeah. Cece and Rioid both loved it, so yeah. And Rick Make Stuff has posted a direct link to the Vampires game in the chat, so if you're interested in checking out that game and maybe buying it, you can find the link in the chat. Thanks, Rick.
And those who watched this after the live show, sorry, you can't have the link.
What?
What?
Because the chat isn't.
I can see it in the chat.
Now you can.
Oh.
Yes, but not later.
Oh, right, yeah. Click on the link now, because later it'll probably be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But return to the stream, of course. But yeah, so that's all for news for this time around. So let's move on into the main theme. I have no pictures to share today, so I'm just gonna mosey on into the interview part.
Yes.
So before we start asking questions and discussing, I'm just going to explain what Unicon Expo is. Unicon Expo is a small local convention in Norway outside of Oslo. This year's theme was medieval, so there were a lot of fantasy characters and D&D stuff and things like that floating around. And it was held yesterday on the 23rd of March. And so yeah, what were we doing there?
We were VIP guests.
Yeah.
We played D&D live on stage.
Yes.
How long? Just imagine to burst in with Ingrid sneaking around the back, thinking we were really smart. It's like, where are you guys? I thought you said you were in the queue. No, we're in the VIP room.
Wahahaha. Yeah,
It
no,
did feel like that.
because some of you know this already, some of you might not. But we run a different channel on YouTube called Fateful Fumble, and we also produce RPG podcasts for Spotify and iTunes, and wherever you find podcasts. And one of them is a Dragon Age podcast. The other one is a Vampire the Masquerade podcast. And the third thing we do is that we do D&D one-shots as live shows at conventions. So we were very kindly invited to host one of our live one-shot D&D games at Unicon Expo this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. And we'll talk a little bit about, like, our experiences and... Well, Rick, what was your experience with, like, being at Unicon Expo just in general before we dive into the whole game thing?
My con experience could be written down on the palm of my hand, if I'm honest, compared to some people who've been doing this for a long time. But I thought Unicon was very organic. It was very down to earth. The staff there were all usual visitors, so they pretty much got on. It's very hard. You can always tell it's a good con when the crew are hard to distinguish.
Yeah.
Between the crew and the actual cosplayers, not just because of the t-shirt, but because they're literally they could have been just another person coming in. But there were a few people who took time out of their cosplays and such to help out and make the convention happen. That's something which people tend to forget. But some cosplayers and some other people have just put their fandom to one side so that they can make sure conventions like this happen. And this is the feeling. It was very voluntary. It was very not intimate. What's the word I'm looking for?
Cozy?
Huh?
Cozy?
Coarsely, as they say in good English.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. It was very welcoming. Did not at one point feel like there was any kind of click environments. That's all. There wasn't tribalism going on. Everyone was welcoming. Very few people were wandering around on their own, and even then, not for long. So I enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
Also, the tacos were filthy good.
Yeah, you had 2 rounds of nachos or just one?
Just 2.
Just 2. Just 2.
I promise.
No, but I mean, I have a lot of the same experiences with Unicon Expo. It's very small, it's very cozy, welcoming, and they take very good care of their guests. I mean, because you have a designated area where you can put your stuff and relax before and after you do your thing, and they provide you with drinks and some fruit, and they're just, in general, very, very helpful. Like, they make sure that you know where you need to go, and that that you have like a battle plan agreed upon before you go on stage, and things like that. So that's really nice. It's a
good warm-up con, I think. It's a good thing to know. If you are thinking about going into the con scene and you think that the likes of the larger cons, like I don't know, Toricon or something maybe, the bigger ones are a bit too much of a push on your threshold, then consider going to the smaller ones first, because there's a lot more space, places where you can just like disappear for a second or so to catch your breath.
Yeah.
It's a good starting point.
Yeah.
For sure.
It felt like chill. It felt very chill.
It was very chill.
Sometimes conventions can be a little bit stressful, especially if there's too many things going on at once. But it was only 2 stage areas, so there were very little overlapping. Like while we were playing our thing, there was only one other thing going on at the same time, which was actually quite nice, because sometimes when you have things overlapping, we have experienced in the past that people go halfway through or after a few minutes, or
because they have to catch other things.
Yes, the people who came and saw our show mostly sat there the whole time, which was very, very nice, and very nice to me, at least. It didn't stress me out, so that was very cool. And everyone who worked at the con seemed so welcoming and so helpful and so interested in you as at least as a guest, and it was very, very nice.
Yep. This is pinching my brain. Hold on. This is made for like a child.
Yes, probably.
Also,
Whoa!
I just have to say that my cat got fed up of not getting attention, so he just came here and decided to lie down in front of my keyboard. So
Aww.
it's like, notice me, human.
I also just want to say a few things because this convention for me, I didn't have the time to do things that I usually would love to do. Like I would love to have had the time to watch the competition, but I was so drained and so tired after playing D&D for almost 3 hours that I was just on pause mode. But I wish that I could have gone back in time and actually watched the competition.
Yeah.
That's my only regret.
Yep.
I don't really regret anything, but I totally agree. Like, I didn't get to watch the cosplay competition, and I didn't get to watch the opening show.
Yeah.
But that was also due to the fact that we had, like, unfortunately for Unicon, their ticket system was misbehaving. So they were like half an hour to 40 minutes delayed getting people in the door and in their seats and everything. So everything kind of got pushed around on the schedule. So it was like, okay, I'm just going to sit and relax and breathe until it's my turn to actually, head down and start setting up things for the game and stuff.
Yeah.
So if not, I totally would have caught the opening show.
Yes.
I agree on everything.
Tonya is very quiet today. She's like tired. I'm done.
Yes, I'm tired. I've just been out working out. So.
Yeah.
How are you?
No, but I just think that it seemed that Unicon was well organized. I really like the venue. I think the rooms they have are great. I like the big hall where all the art stands were at. I like the drawing wall. I think that's really fun. And the Maid Cafe is A++. They also have very good food, and it's very affordable food.
Yes, absolutely.
35 krona for a plate of noodle wok.
Yeah, and nachos. I think the nachos were the same price, and you can buy cakes and desserts and drinks, and like they have a good selection for a very affordable price. So that's
must have been non-profit prices.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't imagine making money off that.
And I kind of agree with one of the comments that was posted. Like, it's kind of like BonsaiCon in miniature size.
Yeah, it's
a little bit. It's what it reminds me of. And also, hi Lucia Farah and Bad Karma Cosplay. Welcome to the stream.
Hi guys.
Yeah, so I would have loved to have more time just to look at art stand stuff and more money to buy more stuff from the art stands, but
same.
that's always how I feel though. But I was very lucky. Rick bought me these two lovely keychains from Mirai Art, which say Fateful Fumble, and then it's the Circle Mage symbol.
Aww.
So I have these, which I'm really appreciative of. And also Cece Tori gave me a free print. This is one of the Katniss photos I took of her at Dezucon last year. So it's kind of my kickback for letting her use them as prints. But I appreciate it a lot. It's going up on my wall as soon as I can actually remember to put it up there.
Yes, I also got a keychain with Fateful Fumble from Rick that Rirai made.
Same.
Yeah, Rick bought one for all of us just because, I don't know, the kindness of his heart.
Well, yeah, I like to think of it.
Oh my god.
That was the cat. It was like, oh, there's a window here with things in it. So, yeah.
Did anyone else heart stop? Just
Yes.
Yes.
just wait for Anita's screen to go blank and then like signal lost.
No. Yeah. No, but yeah, that's just the kind of guy that he is. I agree, Bad Karma. And Lucia Farah says, I wanted a Critical Role keychain so bad. Yeah. So But it seems like Liana will be making more of those. So if you come to other conventions in the future, I'm sure you can snag one for yourself.
Probably.
Yeah.
Is there anything she can't do?
I don't think so.
No.
I think she's a wizard. She can pretty much do anything.
You're a wizard, Liana.
Or a mage.
Yeah.
Or a warlock.
Well, yeah. She's totally a wild mage.
Occasionally a unicorn
Yes.
pops up for no reason.
For no reason. No, so overall we had a really good time at Unicon Expo, and we would of course love to come back if they ever should see fit to invite our crazy asses back.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll be back. Even if they don't invite us, we'll just walk in and take over one of the
It's
rooms.
like, we're here! No.
I don't care what thing you're trying to do, we're more important. Get out! And then come back in again and watch us. Thank you.
Alright, is there anything else we wish we would have had time to do while we were there? Or should we just jump on over to the next question?
Yeah, like, they had, I think they had a good balance with panels and activities. Like, they had both things you can watch and things you can participate in. So I think they did A++ on their program.
Yeah, no, I agree. It
That's
wasn't too crowded. Sometimes the programs can feel a bit crowded at small conventions because there's so little time and so much to do.
Yeah.
There's so many people we didn't really have the chance to talk to
Yeah.
either. You know, I saw Malagan cosplay there. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Malagran?
Uh,
Malagran or Malagran.
Malagran? Yeah.
Yeah.
She looked lovely as ever. Didn't get a chance to
Yeah.
tell her that, unfortunately. You looked lovely.
Yes, she did. I saw her too, but we didn't get a chance to talk. I think I just kind of like went hi. that was it. So yeah, there are a lot of people I would have liked to actually properly talk to, but next time.
Did you hear what happened with Crick's design?
No.
No, we were in the after we wrapped up and you guys went to the VIP room. I was still packing up my things, and then Crick's design comes in dressed as Elizabeth from Bioshock. She looked amazing, and she's so tall in person.
Yes,
or
she is.
maybe she's not tall. Maybe I'm short in person. I don't know. Anyway, point is, she came in and it was too dark, and she's talking to these two photographers. I forget their names. Terrible names. And they're all like, "Oh, we need more light. How do we get more light?" And I remember seeing the guy operating the table, so I go over to that area. It's all locked down, of course, and there's this switch on the wall, and I think maybe this is the light switch, so I click it. Nothing happens. I'm going to click it back then because that's just silly. Anyway, he tries his own thing. All of the guys are trying to fix the logical, technical problem, and Chris Design basically walks up to a light switch and clicks it. And it comes on, and we're like, "Wow, how did you do that?" And she's like, "Well, I just clicked the switch marked lights." And we're just three fully grown men just looking at each other going, "Well then."
Okay, Rec, you just outed Cosplay Studio.
Yes.
Yeah.
He says, I tried the wrong light switch.
We all tried the wrong light switch. I'm right with you there, buddy. Oh,
Yeah.
that was brutal. No, she was amazing.
Yeah. There's actually one thing that I wish I did, kind of. That is that I had enough energy to actually be able to talk with people, because I was so hammered that day because of the day before.
You want to talk about that? I think you should talk about that. Because you were hilarious. Should we talk about the virtues of being the only drunk person at an RPG?
Well,
Because I've done it. I've never seen it done, but I've done it.
No, we've just done it together where you and I were the only two drunk people at the table. That does not work.
Yep. Nope, not
Well,
really
the thing is, me drunk compared to you guys drunk are two very different things.
Yes.
what are you trying
Because
to say?
when you two are drunk, you sit there and giggle.
okay, hold on.
All the-
Pause for just a moment. This is internal talk,
Yes.
you people. We
Yes.
are talking about the day before Unicon. We
Yes.
did a smart thing and played a session of tabletop Vampires the Masquerade.
Yes.
So don't play role-playing games 2 days in a row. Bad choice.
Yeah, because you're gonna get exhausted.
Yes.
Because there's so many feelings involved, and sometimes there's alcohol. So.
And sometimes it gets late.
Yes, sometimes it gets very late.
Yep.
So yeah, but yeah, we were all kind of tired. So I mean, we spent a lot of time up in just the backstage area, just chilling and talking to each other about how he felt the day had gone and stuff like that. Just because we were like, we need to sit down somewhere quiet. We're so old. That was basically the theme of the day.
Yeah, because you're 31, aren't you?
Yeah, but look who's talking.
Yo, this isn't about me. I'm not the one on trial.
Bad Karma Cosplay says it's not late until it's early.
Very well. It's a good
Touché.
interpretation.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's actually an interesting point. We did an impromptu post-game chat, and it's, if you do play RPGs, or even do maybe a cosplay skit, I think they're called, and afterwards, you know, you got a lot of things to talk about, like how you felt it went, anything that's nagging at you, especially when stuff is nagging at you about how it went. It's always worth sitting down and honestly talking with each other, because if you don't, then that thought, that feeling is going to sit in your head and then just burrow in and get worse until you do talk to the other person. But by the time you do, it comes out as something that maybe isn't exactly how you wanted to phrase it. You know?
Yeah.
No joke there. This is actually legit. It's definitely worth having those conversations with your fellow players or teammates.
Yeah.
Especially when it's about Tonya's new alcoholism.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
Yes, that was a joke. For sure. All right, so let's get into the whole D&D thing. Because we were, as we said earlier, invited to do a live D&D game, which we always think is really fun. It got a little bit, well, our time slot got restricted because of the ticket mishap at the beginning of the day, so they had to push things back, and we got a little bit less time than we originally had been promised, which kind of jacked up the timeline of the one shot. But we did the best we could with the time we were given, and I think it went well. I think people had fun, because there were a lot of people who stayed there through the entire thing, even when we went on overtime. Yeah, this one is a good tool.
What I really liked about the D&D game that we had was that I really liked the tech support from Unicon. Yeah, that's one thing. I think the guy behind like the lights and the thing, he actually like worked into what we were doing and trying to change the lighting with the mood. It was really fun.
It was great.
And also, I really liked that we got the audience to participate a lot. And I know that if Ryrai Art had been in the audience, they would have participated even more. So we missed you a lot in the audience. Ryrai. But it was really fun. Like, people were all in on this thing, which means move the story along, goddammit!
Yeah. But it's a thing we've extrapolated from the Kestrels. Whenever we think Rick is getting lost or someone else is getting lost in like a long train of thought, we go like...
or someone else is getting lost. No, let's be blunt here. This was invented because I go on segways now and then.
You're not the only one.
Sonova got really fed up with it and invented this little thing, which then quickly the other 2 or 3 or 4 of all of them started doing it. Yeah. So the second I start talking about anything other than where they want to go, I get literally combine harvested by this thing. All players want to be doing that. I think it's bullying. I think that's what it is.
Hey, you're the one who showed it to the audience and told them to do it.
Yeah, I did.
So you can blame yourself. But I think it's a good tool. Like, because if they're not entertained or we're not entertained, you know, we're misusing our time, basically. So,
yep.
And it gives them the chance to affect the game, which is something that is kind of our shtick, I guess. That we like that the audience gets to choose what happens every now and then. Like, there were at least one natural one. Two, I think. So the audience got to choose what happens when we roll natural ones. and it's usually pretty disastrous.
What was the first one? You
Bar
try
fight.
and play. You tell a joke,
Yeah, and it bombed.
and somebody. I think you said something like. Then someone asked me, "Is that a dagger in your pocket?" And you said,
Yeah.
and I said, "No, it's. I'm just happy to see you," or something like that. And then someone in the audience is like, "That's not a joke. That's my life," and then threw bottles of glass at you. At which point
Yeah.
you reacted by saying, "What did you
I
say?"
don't remember, but
You said,
Brian, help!
yeah, Brian, would you please? And then it just all went like a domino effect across the room.
It was crazy.
It was crazy.
Yes. No, but it's fun. I think it's really fun when we use the audience. And that's what I love about having live shows, is that the audience actually get to choose what happens if we fumble.
Which you do.
It's a very cool concept.
And
I kept rolling
sometimes
really
they
badly the
even-
whole night.
Yes, you did. Your rolls were insanely bad throughout the evening. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Tonya had some bad rolls as well. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
I had mostly good rolls, thank you very much.
Yeah, you did have one particularly bad one though.
Just one.
Yeah.
It's the best stories from the
But
web
it
site.
didn't really turn out too bad, though.
No, it actually worked into what you guys were planning anyway.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much. But I mean, I think the lowest I rolled the entire evening was a 10. Like on the
Yeah.
dice. Which is
Yeah.
crazy, because usually I'm the one who gets 2s and 4s and 6s or whatever. So, something's happened somewhere along the line. I don't know what it is. Someone has exercised the Will Wheatonness out of me for a short period of time.
And given it to me instead.
Yes.
Thank you.
You know what, Anita? I think it's because of the classes you usually play. Usually you play someone who's more rogue, mage-ish.
Mm.
But when you play rogue, you usually roll good.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
Maybe I'm just supposed to
Same
be
with
rogue.
with the dwarf rogue you played.
Yeah, Jarvio usually rolls well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's only Valeth that rolls.
What's such a nimity in your voice? It's only Valeth.
But yeah,
He stinks.
but back to the game at hand.
Alright.
No, like, so we felt like we learned a lot from doing that game, just because what do you do when you're suddenly faced with a smaller time slot than you were thinking about? How do you work around that as a GM and as a set of players with an audience? And it gave us an opportunity to talk about a lot of things that we might not have thought about if this hadn't happened. So in one way, it was a good thing. And second, also, it seemed like people had fun, so no damage done in that regard either, I suppose.
Yeah, the audience were definitely engaged. I mean, that spot where I can't remember who did something, but there was one person who was clapping in applause, and I just quickly turned around and said, "Don't do that, don't encourage it," and then the whole room started applauding.
Yes.
Was it you?
Yes. It was when I stabbed the vampire in the kidneys.
Right.
And I got like sneak attack and a crit all at once.
2 crits, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything was doubled, basically.
Yeah, it was just.
It was
way OP.
insane. So yeah, it was fun. I mean, I know you were kind of stressed out about it, Rick, because you are the GM, so you have a lot of the responsibility for the games, and it affects you the most when something like that happens.
I'm so scared. No, the actual module that I wrote up over the course of the week before was designed for a 3-hour to 3.5-hour event. But then it went down to 2 hours, and you have to start killing your babies and asking yourself what is essential for part of the story so it actually has a beginning, middle, and an end. And then it also occurred to me afterwards, and this is one of the cool things about doing these events, is that you always learn something. I didn't need to have a beginning, middle, or an end. We could have just simply stuck to so that we'd been doing beforehand, which was episodical in the sense that here is a room. You have the entire 2 hours in this one room. That's all you need, because the players will talk and the characters will act. And that will usually fill up the time on its own. I mean, you guys took how long to get out of the tavern?
At least 15 minutes, I think. If
Yeah, I didn't calculate for that.
You forced us. There was a
I had to.
breathing dragon on the outside.
I had to force you. You weren't going anywhere. You were like, well, we could go outside and follow this huge adventure Rick sorted for us, or we could just sit here and drink all the beer. I hadn't
fight the
considered
dragon.
that. Yeah. And then, as they're retreating from the dragon, one of them says, "Let's fight the dragon." As you just sit, bitch, you just sit there, they kill a city. What are you gonna do? Throw harsh language?
I have 0 intelligence, remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or yeah,
Doesn't mean
0,
you're
but-
dumb. It just means you're average.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Average barbarian.
But yeah, so we look forward to doing more of these in the future, because there will be more. Just the next one is a bit a ways off as of just now. We can't talk about it yet.
No.
I just have one question. What was you guys' favorite part of the D&D game that we had? If you had to choose one thing, what was your favorite thing? It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be something that happened during the game. It can be something that happened previous or after. Well, what's your favorite memory of what we did yesterday?
One of my favorite memories is when the light guy turned the light blue and some of the dice glowed.
It turns out we had glow in the dark dice and didn't know it.
Yes, that was pretty cool. That was a pretty
cool. I was very preoccupied with those dice when they glowed. I was like, ooh, the dice are glowing.
That's why you made that noise.
No, I mean, I think one of my favorite moments from before the show started was just walking into the room where we were supposed to host our show and just seeing that wonderful stage that they had set up.
Yes.
With the table and the chair, and all of the tech was immaculate, and the lights were great, and like they had thought about, okay, do you want to be on the floor amongst the people, or do you want to be on the stage? We can do whatever you want. And like, I just really appreciated the fact that they had thought about these things in advance, and that they had given us such a wonderful room and such a wonderful time slot during the day.
Everything was in order.
Yeah.
Everything was set up perfectly. We all we had to do was to get up there and sit our butts down.
Yeah.
And they even had fixed a person who was going to introduce us, which was really nice. And I appreciated that they had set up like tables for people to have to just sit with their food or drink in while they watched us. Yeah. So it kind of felt like a underground 1940s club thing.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So I really appreciated that. During the game, my favorite moment, I think, was my double crit, double sneak attack, because it was just once in a lifetime opportunity. And then then she turned into dust because it turns out she was a vampire, and that was just great. And my favorite moment after the show was sitting there going through everything with the group and like having like emotional moments like together as friends and as players. It was nice.
One thing that I experienced that I thought was extremely cool was after we finished, because thing is, I forgot to use the restroom before we started, and I originally had to pee before we started the game. So, but I forgot, and then like half an hour into the game, I was like, shit, I need to pee. And it was like 2.5 hours left of the game. I was like, okay, I can manage. It was fine. But we got off stage, and I left the room, and there was a girl who stood, like, I left with Tonya and her brother, and one girl just shouted after us, but, oh, did you guys just play? And we were like, yeah. And she was like, was one of you Brian? Brian was my favorite character. I was like, yeah! My character! I love you, but I need to pee right now! Sorry! But it was really nice. It felt really, really nice that somebody liked my character.
Yeah. Brian is the best. He's so funny.
Brian is the muscle of the group as well as the pretty.
And I also really liked the guy who just shouted athletics in the background like 3 times.
He said us twice now, I think.
Athletics 3 times. He said it 3 times.
Jesus.
It was nice. And that I used the people in the audience as Brian's
Inner monologue.
yes.
That was cool.
Yeah, I like that.
It was very funny. No, I really enjoyed that the audience was participating to such a degree as they did. It was funny.
What about Tonya?
I was very tired that day, so I kind of spaced out a lot. Like, involuntarily, just, either just looking at the dice or just, staring into the room or watching the light in the ceiling and stuff like that. And sometimes I just hear, Tonya, what?
Yeah, I actually had to poke you at one point and like, your turn, you're up.
Yeah.
The thing, if something like that happens, it's great that we have a whole group to lean against.
Yeah.
Because if one of us is falling short for one day, it doesn't matter because we have a whole group to pick everyone up. So it still turned out great, I think.
Yeah, and no one in the group is shy. In that regard.
I think for Tonya, I want to nominate one scene, which was when her character bumped into the voice of Ulan. The person who's like, oh, hey, I don't want the child like everyone else does. I want you. And she's like, who are you? So, I represent the Kraken of the West, Ulan. Oh, well, I don't know that name. Also known as the Great Old One. And her eyes, like, literally opened wide, and she's like, Callistra, she starts reversing up like that. And this other person, this voice of Ulan, is just looking at a retreat, walking backwards through this forest away from us, saying, okay, nice chat. I'm just an NPC who's designed to communicate with you. I can't do anything. Okay, you're gone. I was as a GM, I was like, well, I'll just throw out this entire chapter of dialogue. That's great.
Well, she didn't want anything to do with that character.
So for anyone who's wondering what we're talking about, by the way, we have recorded the entire session. So if the audio turns out to be good, we will release it at some point in time on our YouTube channel or whatever. So if you want to actually listen to the entire session, we'll make that happen eventually.
It's ridiculous. It's a lot of ridiculous one, especially with regards to the mimic and the cat.
Yeah.
So cats. Let's not spoil everything.
No.
But that would be the name of the episode if we need to rename it.
The mimic and the cat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, also there was this girl who worked in the maid cafe. When I ordered a thing, her name is dorky_me on Instagram, and she was like, "You're part of the CosCast." I was like, "Me? Yes, you recognize me? I'm without cosplay and all." Yes, it was really nice. It was fun.
Why do people do that when they come up to me and say, "Hey, Rick"? And I'm like, I'm looking at Zelda. I'm looking at Princess Mononoke. I'm like, "Hey, you." And then they're like, I am offended you do not remember me. Come on, you're wearing a costume, for God's sake. I'm old.
You have prosthetics and makeup on. I don't know.
Welcome to the cosplay world, Rick.
Yeah.
That's
right?
how it is.
It's because it's always Elizabeth.
It's always Elizabeth. Elizabeth who?
Beth Kennard.
Oh, it's Betty Kennard. It's always Betty Kennard, apparently. There's actually only one cosplayer in the entire universe, and it's her.
No, it's always her you don't recognise.
Oh, it's only her that I don't recognise. This is my wife, everyone. She's giving me a lot of shade right now, and she's not even involved.
Also known as Ingrid Beast, if you didn't know.
Yeah. Till death do us part.
Yes.
I gotta say, my favourite point in the game was actually when we had that reaction from the audience. That whole don't encourage it, and then everyone starts applauding, even if it was to make me miserable. Which it was.
And also the part where the bard that Ingrid Beast plays did that. This is the song that we and everyone was just like,
yes.
really cool.
We're gonna have to do more of that, I think, and that's one of the other great lessons. Now, when me and Ingrid were standing by the stands near the end, Ingrid had someone come over and talk to her, and I honestly thought it was going to be because she was dressed in cosplay. But then she started to talk to her about Fateful Fumble. And I was just listening in on this. I didn't interfere with anything, but I was just listening into this. And this is the first time I've heard a stranger come up to us, one of us, and we have no idea who it is, and say that she's been listening to us on Spotify. And my God, that's a feeling. That is a very weird feeling. It's all worth it. All of the misery. All of the suffering. That was cool.
Yeah. No, it's really nice when people actually listen to what you do and they want to tell you about it, and like, as you said, it makes it worth it, because it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work to make podcasts, y'all. So don't start unless you're prepared to have no free time at all. Just
and
so
also
you
to
know.
prepare a story, you also have to remember that for Rick, who is the GM, he has the story all figured out in his head, and he cannot talk to anyone about it.
I know so much about the Kestrels, and I haven't been able to speak about it for over a year.
It's more than that. We've been doing the Kestrels for more than a year.
Have we?
Yes. Yeah. It's almost like 2 years soon, I think.
No, we've actually had our 2-year anniversary. It was in February.
See?
So we've been doing this for 2 years now.
Oh my God.
You're master of secrets, apparently.
I only speak the truth. Oh, what a rush. It is to another 2 years.
Yeah, so basically we've reached the end of the line, sort of. So unless you have some last things you want to talk to us about the D&D game, or about Unicon Expo, or just in general, we're going to move on to the last question.
Yes, I'm just going to read something from the chat before we do that.
Yes.
Because it's in theme. CC Tori says, because CC Tori had a stand at Unicon, and she's writing that someone I didn't know at all bought a couple of prints from me and was so nice, and I was like, Yeah, it's weird when people you didn't expect suddenly follows you and knows things about you, and it's really, really awesome.
Yep.
I
It's
concur.
really sweet.
Yes, I know the feeling.
But yeah, Unicon we can recommend.
Yeah. Yes. Good time. So Rick, since it's your first time on the CosCast, we have a signature question that everyone has to answer. So the question is, if you were a fruit or a vegetable, which would you be and why?
I'd be a potato.
Why?
I think the answer is in the answer. Why not a potato?
I think this is the vegetable that people most.
Yeah.
I think we have most answers on this answer, so you're not allowed to say potato. You need to choose another one. It's
All
already
right,
taken.
fine. How about a sweet potato? Suck it. Yeah, how's that? I have a sweet potato because I get to be a potato, but healthy for y'all. Peace out.
So you're kind of brown and rugged on the outside and sweet and orange on the inside?
And you can be used for everything, like potato chips,
rude.
A mousse. You can be fried. You can be a stew. You can be whatever you want, basically.
Yes.
Yes.
No, I'm sticking with my answer. You can't shake me.
Yes.
No, but it's part of your answer. I'm just saying that you can be used for anything.
Well, but
I often am.
CC Tori says potatoes are life. Lucia Farah
I
posted
agree.
a potato emoji, and Ryurai Art says, "Of course you are a potato."
Yes.
But
But Ryurai also says that's because he is underappreciated and can do so much.
Aww. Straight in the heart. Shots fired.
I just got diabetes.
But there's a few questions for you, Rick, in the chat, though.
Oh, okay.
Bad Karma Cosplay says, it's probably not a good thing when Rick smiles then, ? And then Rick Makes Stuff says, is it ever good when the GM smiles? And then Bad Karma Cosplay says, good things never happens when the DM smiles. So Rick, would you...
Care to
You know what?
elaborate?
This is one of those true but not really true kind of statements. On one side, if a general GM smiles, you're screwed. Just check every room for traps and stab all of your friends just a little to make sure they're not polymorphed. Just a little, just like a little nick to remind them who's boss. But honestly, the stuff that I smile about usually is when I get to sit back and do nothing while the players just start talking to each other, but about stuff that matters. I mean, that's great. That's every GM's dream, is when the characters are actually interacting with the story without you needing to do a damn thing. That's like, I'm just gonna get myself a sandwich.
When they actually bite on your plot hook.
Oh, that's also fun, because that means that you've actually done at least that. You know, big shiny castle in the distance. Let's go and talk to this NPC who sells fish. His life is so interesting.
Are you implying that we get carried away with NPCs?
I'm implying that if you start finding little passive-aggressive bits of loot, like a compass or an everyman's atlas to where you should go, and things like that in a game, please take the hint.
Or you get NPCs like Keth and Lysmith.
Yes,
Yeah.
you should never have existed.
And look at him now.
One
Probably
of the
dead in a
biggest-
ditch somewhere, missing an arm. Who knows?
Oh, it would be a ditch. He was in a river, so
Yeah,
it's more
that's
likely a
true.
quagmire.
HK Costume says, let's stab our friends a little.
Yeah, just a little.
Just a little bit.
Or
Yeah.
and Scritch says, or start making a new character when the GM smiles, just to be prepared, you know?
Well, when Scritch smiles, make a new
Yeah.
character.
Yes.
Just when you play with Scritch, have 3 characters lined up.
Yeah.
I've heard about this.
Okay.
Yes, he's very clinical about the chance of your character dying. It's like, what story are you playing? Something like Game of Thrones, only more dangerous.
And for those who don't know, Scritch is my husband, and he runs the Chicago by Night Vampire podcast. So
He's
Yes.
mean.
he's also
And
been
yes.
dubbed the sexy GM by Rick. So
You don't believe me? You should listen to that podcast, because he does the whole vampire kind of thing in a way which made me feel awkward.
There's even one of the episodes of the podcast that I couldn't listen to because I got too awkward, so I just had to like skip the whole thing.
yeah, not
Even
safe
though I
for
was
work.
there when it was,
Not safe for work. We had to be drunk during those sessions.
Yes.
Anyway, no, Scritch is a really, really good GM, so
Stick
I'm only
daddy.
bitter because he has killed 2 of my previous characters in other campaigns, so I'm allowed to say the things that I say.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah,
evidence drop.
he's killed one of my characters too. I mean, even Rick has killed one of my characters.
You asked for it. No, you literally came to me and said, "Please kill one of my characters." I
Well,
won't
well, you know why we had to kill him.
Oh wait, yeah, now I do. Sorry, it took me a second.
Well,
there.
anyway, if y'all want to know what the fuck we're talking about, just go listen to our podcasts, The Kestrels or Chicago by Night on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you find podcasts.
Yeah.
You'll know eventually what we're talking about.
Eventually.
And also, Ryura says, oh my god, Kath is amazing though, and I want my wedding episode!
We just need to find him first, and we don't even
Yeah.
know if he has arms that you can place the ring on.
No, I mean, I can marry a corpse, but I'd rather not.
Oh my god.
Well, she said
That
it,
went dark.
Yes.
and somebody wants a wedding episode.
Yeah, somebody does. Okay, well, we are on overtime officially, as always. So we have to move away and over to the last segment of the show, which is geekery. So, have we watched, read, listened to, or played anything interesting that we would like to recommend?
RuPaul Drag Race season 11
Yeah.
is good. It is, I think, 4 episodes are out. 3 of them are on Netflix, but if you have WoW Presents, then you will have 4. Because America is apparently way before us in time.
Yeah.
Time travelers. No. And I am currently watching Thor Ragnarok, finally, because it has been released on Netflix. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that took you a while. Are you liking it so far?
Yeah, I've laughed aloud several times.
It is a funny movie. It is a very silly movie, but it's entertaining.
Yes.
Yeah, so what have I been watching? It's like I'm having real trouble remembering what I'm watching these days because of I get what is called fibro fog, so my brain has difficulties focusing on things for long. But I have been watching RuPaul's Drag Race, and it's like, I have no idea who's going to win this season. I don't have, like, a clear, pegged favorite that, like, yeah, you're going to the finals, hands down. Like, I don't know. So that makes it interesting, at least for me.
But yeah, they'll probably ask you.
And I can't really remember watching anything.
Oh, same. I'm like I've been playing a lot of Overwatch. That's what I'm doing with my time lately, and I'm having a lot of fun because I play with Ryura. No, not Ryura. I mean Ranira.
Yes.
I play with Rara and Heresetai cosplay, and it's a lot of fun playing Overwatch. So if you play Overwatch still and are in silver bronze, then you can play with it.
I heard that. That's not
my
a cat.
God.
That was me. It wasn't a cat. Honest.
No,
I heard that Heresetai is. She plays Mercy a lot as her main, and if you give her sass, she will refuse to heal you because she deserves
Well,
it.
no, you'll have to deserve it. If
Yeah.
you're a blatant asshole, then she will be the mom of the group. She is the
I
one
like
to
this.
say, "Children, behave."
I appreciate this. It should be a thing in Overwatch that the only people that get rezzed or revived are the ones who behave themselves in game.
Yeah.
And also, when we three play together, we are seriously the bully patrol. We report everyone who's an asshole, and we bully back the asshole if they bully people who doesn't deserve it.
You bully the bullies. That's
Yes. Justice.
just this right. Oh dear me. Tanya?
What have you been doing lately?
Oh, I don't know. I've been working a lot. I have like a student that I'm taking care of. So most of the time I get home, sit on the computer, do stuff and forget what I'm doing, and then I go to sleep. But I have been watching Captain Marvel, and I really recommend that movie.
Awesome.
Gotta watch it.
Yeah, I gotta watch it at some point too.
And the thing is about Captain Marvel is that you can watch it before you watch the other movies because it is set in the past.
Very cool. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Lucia Ferro says the trailer for Stranger Things 3 is out. That's pretty exciting.
Yes, CC Tori mentioned it a bit earlier about all the trailers that are out.
Yeah, there are quite a few interesting ones.
Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Stranger Things, Game of Thrones, Avenger Endgame, Dark Phoenix. So, we be excited for those. I agree.
Yeah.
And of course, I have to recommend Red Dead Redemption 2 because it's a super awesome game with glorious graphics, and what? Yeah, I brain farted a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah, you recommend Red Dead Redemption. That's enough. That's fine.
Yes.
No, I mean, oh yeah. Well, I know I've probably recommended it before, but I'll re-recommend it. Like Monster Factory on
Yes.
YouTube. It's the McElroy brothers who basically fuck around in character creation in a lot of different games and just create the worst monsters they can come up with, and like they create backstories and lives and personalities, and then they play them a little through the game, and it's just really funny and
Very
irreverent.
Very, very funny.
Yeah. So
have you guys ever heard of Chinese anime?
yes.
Yeah, there's a one called The Cultivation of Demonic Arts.
Grandmaster.
Grandmaster of Cultivation of the Demonic Arts.
Grandmaster of
Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. Sorry. Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. Yeah, in Chinese it's ironically a lot shorter. But it's pretty much in the same mold as what you'd expect in a good anime, but the setting is distinctly pseudo-fantasy China. And the whole premise behind it is that there's this dude who's largely regarded as big bad. He's like big undead necromancer type. And he gets killed. And then somehow he ends up getting resurrected by this person who hates his life so much that he sacrifices his soul to fuel the actual power. So yeah, have this whole story of this guy coming back from the dead, trying to figure out why he's been brought back, while learning at the same time what happened beforehand. So it's a bit of an epic in that sense, but it does actually have a lot of new concepts. One being that the main protagonist was essentially like Voldemort. He was the bad guy in the previous era. So it's a bit of an interesting anti-trope for a lot of anime games, series. Kind of like Wicked. Yes, thank you, Ingrid. Ingrid loves it, by the way.
Yeah, we've realised.
Yeah, now she showed it to me by force. There was lots of gaffer tape involved, but I actually liked it. So there's that. It's very novel with the plot, and it's beautiful. The actual style is really nice, anime style. There is also a comic and a book which has been written about it, which is accessible. But for something new, I'd highly recommend it.
Cool.
I just want to read a comment from Charlie's Dragon.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to start watching the Fateful Fumble episodes on YouTube. The live D&D yesterday was wonderful, except for all the dead cats, and I agree!
Yeah!
I agree so much, you have no idea. I'm not using my tome of cat summoning to kill cats, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And also,
Marty made me.
Selfish. What?
And also, hi to Charlie's Dragon. Thanks for dropping by.
Thank you.
It's very sweet of you.
But I feel you so much. You have no idea.
I was also like, I did not give you this thing so you could kill cats. Why?
I didn't give you that thing.
No, I did. Like, she got it in the game that I ran at Spill Expo. Everyone got basically useless but cool shits.
I didn't.
Yeah, no, everyone got it. If you haven't written it down, then that's why. Because everyone got to pick something up from the vault. You rolled dice to see what you got. So if you didn't write it down then and there, you probably haven't
It's
recorded
lost forever.
Yeah.
No, I got a 10 feet pole of trap finding, which is basically just a stick that's long.
Yeah.
And I got the cat, the tome of cat summoning, and I also have Ink of Serenity. I have no idea how that works because I don't think anyone has, but yes.
That is the most silliest things ever. I love it. I wish I'd been involved in that mission.
They're pretty silly. I think someone got a cloak of prestidigitation that just flaps in the wind, so it always looks like you're standing like in a heroic breeze. Like
I think so too.
I think someone got
Where
that.
is that breeze coming from? Where did I see that?
And I know Ingrid got like a magical hammock that she could just put up anywhere.
I've heard of this magical hammock.
Yeah.
Bless. D&D is a great game.
Yes, it is. It's very
Although I am
fun.
looking forward to getting back to the Castrals in 2 weeks.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
It's the best. It's so fun. Okay, so yeah. Lucia Farah says, watch Queer Eye. Or Cece said it first, and then Lucia Farah says, yeah, Queer Eye. And yeah, I agree. Queer Eye is a great show. It's really emotional, and like, it seems like
It's
people
real-time TV.
Yeah.
But a
it's
lot
good.
of people is saying that they hit hard on the bigger issues than just style.
Yeah, they do.
And that's quite nice, because the old Queer Eye, they just lightly thread into that kind of, but they didn't really do it a lot. But it's really nice that they actually go into bigger issues that people a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah,
And that's
because it's not just like, oh, let's give you a new wardrobe and everything will be better. No, they go into like, okay, so why do you feel like you're unattractive or that you have to dress a certain way? And is it, you know, something you've had to deal with growing up or in your community? And what can we do to help you feel better? Like, it's like a whole... It's more than just restyling someone's closet, basically, which I really
Isn't
like.
one of them? He's got these. His job is to make you cry. Basically, he's the guy who sits down with you and says, "So, how is your relationship with your shoes?" And then it suddenly becomes a conversation about your dead parents. And then everyone is like, "Can we go back to the shoes, please?" And they're like, "No, because we want tears." And then here's some tears. Would you like some more? Yes, we want some more of your tears, please. Please tear into this glass. And then that's the whole scene. They just have to cry, otherwise they won't leave him alone.
No, not that I've seen.
Oh, just me then.
Yeah.
My take on it.
It might just be your take on it, maybe.
Mm.
But I mean, there's one guy called Karamo who does like culture and stuff, so he'll kind
That's
of like,
fine.
yeah, take people out and about and talk to people and stuff, so that's probably...
It's just fancy speech for like, I'm gonna make you cry.
I think you just view him as your senpai because you always try to make Sunniva cry.
Yeah, I almost managed that one time.
when
That time where you
when I laugh cried, because that's possible. If I laugh too much, then I will start crying because that's just how the body works, I guess. And also if I'm outside and it's really windy, I will tear up, but that's also because of distance. So
What you're saying is that we should play the next RPG outside in a field.
but it still won't be you making me cry, it would be the weather, so
Yeah, I'll take it.
As long as Sunniva cries.
That's what it's all about. This is why I do anything anymore.
This is why people say beware of the smiling dungeon master, because this is what's going through your head. Okay, but seriously, we are 21 minutes over time. So
Not my fault.
no, it isn't. But I'm just gonna cut it here and say thank you to everyone who stopped by the show this evening, and everyone who stopped by the show at Unicon, and everyone who listens to our podcasts. And we love you guys, and we will see you in 2 weeks, and we will have a new guest at that point, which will be announced later. And yeah, we love you, Findurka.
Yes. And one thing, if you join our Discord, and we can get Rick to join our Discord, you can talk to us there anytime.
yes, and we would also appreciate it if you guys had any wishes on who you want to see on this show.
Yes.
If you have suggestions, or if you want to be on the show yourself, you could write it to us as a DM on either Facebook or Instagram, or you can talk to us about it on Discord.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
So Rick, join Discord.
I'm gonna get on the Discord right now.
Awesome. Okay, so bye guys. We'll see you soon, and have a great evening.
Wait, what's Discord?
Bye.
Bye.